Radhe Radhe, Dandavad Pranam. Welcome to Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Mandir, Gopinath Bhavan, Shri Vrindavan Dham. Shri Gurudev ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai, Patit Pavan Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Prem Purushottam Shachinandana Gaura Hari ki jai, Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai, Radha Gopinath Ju ki jai, गिरिराज महाराज की जय, हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, श्री गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। We just had a little battery issue, but it has been solved by the kind mercy of Atul Krishna Prabhu and Rukmini, who went all the way back upstairs just to grab the battery. So we will begin with Mangalacharan. Mangalacharan is the auspicious invocation, calling for the grace, the blessings, the mercy, the sidelong glances of our beloved Srila Gurudev, our beloved Srila Prabhupada, our Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga, Patit Pavan Shri Nityananda Prabhu, Prem Purushottam Shachinandan Gaura Hari, going all the way back to the original Guru, who is Krishna himself, and his Guru of Prem, Vrishabhananandani Srimati Radha Thakurani. As Krishna states, and you can find it in Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Radhikar Prem Guru Ami Shishyanata Sada Amanana Nritye Nachaya Udbhata. Radhika is my Guru of Prem, and I am simply her dancing pupil. She makes me dance various novel dances according to her tune. So you can find Mangalacharan on page 1 of this beautiful bhajan treasure trove, Shri Gaudiya Kiti Gucha, starting with Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamala. Radhe Radhe Damayanti, Radhe Radhe Fuleshwari Devidasi, and Rukmini Raghubir. Oh, that's Atul Krishna Prabhu. Radhe Radhe. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavakscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tang Sajivam Sadvetam Savadhutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitangscha Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayanati Namine Shri Krishna Leela Katane Sudaksham Avadarya Madhurya Gunaishcha Yuktam Varam Varenyam Purusham Mahantam Narayanam Tvam Shirashan Namami Tridam Ninam Bhakta Shiromanim Cha Shri Krishna Pada Jiditaika Hriddhi Chaitanya Leela Sar Narayanam Tvam Satatam Prapadye Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Gaura Preshthaya Bhutale Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyana Keshavo Ittinamine Atimartya Charitraya Swashritanancha Paline Jiva Dukhe Sadartaya Shri Nama Premadayine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Itti Namine श्रीवर्षभानवी देवी दयिताय कृपाब्धये कृष्णसम्बन्धविज्ञान दयिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्योज्ज्वलप्रेमाध्य श्रीरूपानुगभक्तिदा श्रीगौरकरुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमोऽस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दिनकारिणे रूपानुगतिरुद्धापसिद्धान्तध्वन्तहारिणे। नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्भरसम्बोधे पदम्बुजायते नमः। नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगब्बरायते। गौराविर्भावभूमेस्त्वं निर्दिष्टः सजनप्रिय वैष्णवः सर्वभौम श्रीजगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जयतां सुरतोपङ्गोर्मम मन्दमतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्वपदम्बोज राधामदनमोहनो। दिव्यवृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमद श्रीमद्रत्नागार सिंहासनस्थो श्री श्रीराधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेव प्रेष्टालिभिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि। श्रीमन्द्रसरसारम्भी वंशीवतस्ततस्थितः कर्षन् वेणुस्वनैर्गोपीनाथः श्रियेष्टुनः। वृन्दाय तुलसीदेव्यै प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्णभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। राधे राधे मनोरमा Devidasi, Bhanumati and Raghav Pandit, Radhe Shyam. And who's there? Puku Kesi. Hare Krishna. Is electricity back on? Oh. I don't know what number that is. I think it's on the bottom row. Now we will call for the mercy of Shri Gurudev. Sangsara Davan Lalitaloka by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Shri Guru Ashtakam. I think it's page 265. I could be wrong. I am. It is close though. Oh, it's 255. 255 in our Sri Gaudiya Gita Gucha. Many years ago, the devotees were singing this bhajan, and our Gurudev wanted a particular tune for the afternoon because we shouldn't sing the morning tune in the afternoon time. The ragas themselves have personalities, and if you sing them at the wrong time of day, then it becomes rasabhas or ragabhas. There's a funny history actually. Narada Muni in his previous life, his previous life, was a demigod. And as a demigod, he was such a terrible singer that the demigods of music, of rag, when they would hear him, their bodies would physically contort, like they became deformed. So then they arranged for him to have proper training as a singer from the lead singer of the demigods, and he became quite expert. Becoming quite expert, then he became quite a show-off. And all the ladies were always hanging around him and he was enjoying their company. But because he was behaving inappropriately, the demigods cursed him that he should take birth from the womb of a Shudrani on earth. So he became Sutaputra, the son of a Shudrani. But luckily, she was serving the Vaishnavas. The 4 Kumaras came through their town. And at that time, he was also engaged in serving them, in picking up after them and cleaning their plates, etc., etc. And once, by permission, he received the remnants of their Mahaprasad. He also overheard their Harikatha. And by this, by their grace and by their mercy, he was able to receive direct darshan of Sriman Narayan for a single moment, but within a very short amount of time. That one moment of darshan completely changed his life. He had no attraction to anything else in this material world whatsoever. This is proof of real darshan. And then, at the time of universal dissolution, when everything merged back into the form of Mahavishnu, so did he. And then when he came back out, he came as Narada Muni. So, anyhow, I was mentioning it in terms of the ragas. So, Srila Gurudev Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj wanted us to be able to sing this particular bhajan, or ashtakam, Sri Guru Ashtakam, not only in the morning tune, which is Sansara Davana Lalita Loka. You shouldn't sing that in the afternoon. He wanted us to sing a different tune in the afternoon, so we're going to sing that now. Radhe Radhe Shashikala Devi Dasi Jiva Pavanam Prabhu, and Sudevi Devi Dasi Dandavat Pranam Mahaprashadam Ki Jai. Yes, actually this is one of the proofs. Bhakta Padaduli, Mahaprabhu said 3 extremely powerful substances are there. So powerful, our Gurudev said that they can reverse our unwillingness in bhakti. 1 is the dust of the feet of the pure devotees. 2, our Bhakta Padajal, the water that has washed their feet. 3, Bhakta Bhukta Avashesh, the remnants of their Mahaprasad, of their foodstuffs. These are extremely powerful. Mahabal. Maha means great and Bal means power. Extremely powerful. So once, by their permission, he received their remnant and Mahaprasad Ki Jai. How glorious and victorious is the effect of Mahaprasad. So page 255, Sri Guru Ashtakam by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Champak Didi Radhe Radhe Sansara Dava Nalalita Loka Tranaya Karunya Ghana Ghana Tvam Prapta Sakalyana Punarnavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Mahaprabhu ki Tanandritya Gita Paditromadyan Manasorasena Romanchakam Pashnu Taranga Bhaju Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Shri Vigrahara Dhana Nityananda Shringaratan Mandiramaarjana Yuktasya Bhaktam Shchaniyunjatopi Vande Guru Shri Charnarvindam Chaturvidha Shri Bhagavat Prasado Swadvano Trita Hari Bhakta Sangha Kritvaiva Triti Bhajata Sadaiva Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Radhikama Dhavayoraparo Madhurya Leela Gunarupanamna Pratikshanashvadanalopasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Nikunjayuno Ratikelisithyaye Yayalibhiryukti Apekshaniya Tatratidaksha Pativallabhasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Sakshat Paritve Samasta Shastre Uktastata Bhavyata Eva Sati Kintu Prabhurya Priya eva tasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Yasya prasada Bhagavat prasado Yasya prasada Nagati kutopi Dhyayam stubham stasya Yashastri sandhyam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Gurudeva Jai Gurudeva Gurudeva Jai Gurudeva 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 Jai Gurudeva Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada 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 Guru Parampara Guru Parampara Parampara Guru Parampara 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 Guru Parampara Srila Gurudev ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai Rupan Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai Shri Guru Parampara ki jai Just trying to remember what I needed. I need a piece of tape for my finger. The nail here was damaged. Radhe Radhe, Jagadish Prabhu, and Bruce Izzy. Hare Krishna. Next, we will call on the mercy of the Vaishnavas. every day next door at Imlitala. A group of elderly ladies, Brijvasis, gets together and they sing all kinds of Braj Rasiya, very sweet Braj Kirtans. A Baro Kurunakaro, Vaishnava Goshai, by Sri Narottam Das Thakur, page 44 in our Sri Gaudiya Giti Gucha. Evaro Karunako Vaishnava Goshai Patita Pavano Toma Vine Ke Bona Kaharoni Apadure Jai Evono Doyalo Prabhu Ke Bako Thapa Gangaro Parasha Hoile Pashchate Pavo Darshane Pavitra Karo Eto Maro Hari Sthane Aparadhe Tare Hari Naam Toma Sthane Aparadhe Nahi Koe Ram Tomar Hri Doi Sada Govinda Vishra Prati janme koriyasha charane radhuli narottame koro doya aponaro holi evaru karunako Vaishnava Goshai patito pavano tomari Vaishnava Goshai, Vaishnava Goshai, Vaishnava Goshai, Vaishnava Goshai, Jai Vaishnava Goshai, Vaishnava Goshai, Vaishnava Goshai, Jai Vaishnava Goshai. All Vaishnava Thakur ki Jai. Radhe Radhe Tungaviti Didi. Hare Krishna. Next, we will call for the mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu Sachinandan Gaurahari and our 6 Goswamis. Gauranga Bolite Have Gulaka Sharir, page 86 in our Sri Gaudiya Giti Gucha by Srila Narottam Das Thakur. Jai Rupa Sanatana Bhata Raghunatha Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha E Jai Goshair Kori Charana Vanda Jaha Hoite Vigna Nash Abhishta Pura Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gatadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya पावन श्री नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। प्रेम पुरुषोत्तम शचिनंदन गौर हरि की जय। रूप रघुनाथ जू की जय। सद्गुरु स्वामी प्रभु की जय। राधे राधे कृष्ण प्रेमवती देवी दासी। हरे कृष्ण। When is she coming?
In a few days.
Okay.
Maybe 7.
And now we will call out for the mercy of Shri Shri Radha and Krishna. I've got a few minutes. Any particular bhajan you would like for Krishna? Any bhajan for Krishna?
Unless you do the 2 astakams that Gurudev used to do.
That'll take a long time.
Yeah,
So-
I know.
Okay, I'm going into the Sanskrit kirtans. By Rup Goswami Pad. 345 Jaya Jaya Vallabha Raja Kumar. 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 Radha Vakshashi Hariman Niharo. Radha Vakshashi Hariman Niharo. Jaya Jaya Vallabha Raja Kumar. Apaghanna Ghatita Bhushrinna Ghana Saro. Apaghanna Ghatita Bhushrinna Ghana Saro. Pincha Kachita Kunchita Kachabharo. Jaya Jaya Vallabha Raja Kumar. Jaya Jaya Vallabha Raja Kumar. Radha Dhritihara Muralitaro. Radha Dhritihara Muralitaro. Nayananjala Krito Madanna Vikaro. Jaya Jaya Ballava Rajakumar. Shri Gopinath Ju ki Jai. Now we're going to call for the mercy of Vrishabhanunandini, Srimati Radhika. And what is popping up? Kalayati Nayanam Dishi Dishi Valitam, page 342 by Sri Rai Ramananda. Jainil Madhavashandil Radhe Radhe. Kalayati Nayanam Dishi Dishi Valitam Pankajamiva Mridu Maruta Chalitam Heli Vipinam Pravishati Radha Pratipada Samudita Manasi Javadha Kalayati Nayanam Dishi Dishi Valitam Pankajamiva Mridu Maruta Chalitam Vinitadhati Mridu Manthara Padam Rachayati Kunjara Gatimanuvadam Kalayati Nayanam Dishi Dishi Valitam Pankajamiva Mridu Maruta Chalitam Janayati Rudra Gajadhipamuditam Ramananda Rayo Kavigaditam Kalayati Nayanam Dishi Dishi Valitam Pankajamiva Mridu Maruta Chalitam Kalayati Nayanam Dishi Dishi Valitam Pankajamiva Mridu Maruta Chalitam Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jai Shri Radhe Jai Radhe Jai Radhe Jai Radhe Jai Shri Radhe Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Vrishabhanunandini Srimati Radha Thakurani ki Jai Shri Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki Jai. It's so hard to think of a new tune with the and I have to sing on the same note as them. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Jai Gurudev, Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, Gurudev, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Shri Gurudev ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Park Gauri Guru Varg ki jai, Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Shri Radha Gopinath Ji ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, जय, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। I thought for sure they would not be doing those kite rides in the winter. It's cold out there.
Actually, more even.
Yeah.
It's more often now.
Wow.
That's because of the holidays.
Radhe Radhe. Who's there? Oh, Rudra Gupta. Radhe Radhe. Sachi, Amy Martin, Jaidev Goswami Das Parker, Juliana, and the rest of you. Gopijana Vallabhu. Dhanavad Pranam. Radhe Radhe. Oh, I should put the mic there. 1 second. Forgive me. You know when they mention like one-man band?
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Krishna has his ways.
Now I just have to become sincere. Srila Prabhupada, he said all that's required to open a center is one sincere person.
Yeah.
Okay, oh, this is only 47%. It should work. Let's see. We will try. There it is.
Easy to upgrade and build these models, not advise or like, but that the maintenance part becomes
The real maintenance is through sincerity. I mean, how did Gurudev maintain? How did Prabhupada maintain? Was their sincerity. So Devi, why does it say me? Okay.
and this lady in the house.
Hmm?
In the house, we have this lady also, she kept on putting the flowers on the
Oh yeah, Shabari.
Yeah,
But her sincerity was there, her faith in the words of her guru.
yeah.
And she just kept maintaining until she was quite elderly for many, many, many years. To have that kind of faith in the words of one's guru. But our Gurudev has told us something similar. Continue doing what I've told you to do, and one day you will attain shelter and prema at the lotus feet of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. He didn't say exactly when, but I think it is sooner than as long as we've been in the material world. Okay. Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namah Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Nama Om Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Nityanamine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate giring Yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurung Dinatarinam. First of all, I offer my Dandavat Pranam thousands of times in the dust of the lotus feet of our beloved Srila Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Vishnupad, Ashtotara Shata Shri Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And the same thousands of Dandavat Pranam in the dust of the lotus feet of Nitya Lila Pravishta Vishnupad, Ashtotara Shata Shri Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and to all of our Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga. And to all Vaishnavas, past, present, and future, including all who are present today, physically and virtually, I offer my Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna. Happy New Year. Radhe Radhe. Yes, Sudevi, I already mentioned, maybe you didn't hear me before, I am Braj Kishore Prabhu Bimal. Radhe Radhe. Okay. So we should leave a couple minutes at the end for mentioning, because actually today's the day to make our New Year's resolution so that tomorrow morning we wake up with it. Not making it on the first day, but making it the day before the New Year begins. So going beyond Vaikuntha. We're continuing the in-depth summary study of going beyond Vaikuntha. An apparent impossibility, but a very real possibility. This is a compilation of the Harikatha of our Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, based upon the teachings of Sri Sanatana Goswami Pad in Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrita. So, before entering into this book, which is actually not a book, it is a manifestation of the hearts of these divine personalities, we will first pray in the dust of their lotus feet, that may even a particle of their moods which are present within these pages manifest itself within our hearts. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Sanatana Goswami Pad ki jai. Arjun Krishna Prabhu ki jai, Jai Dev Goswami Das ki jai. Okay. So we are in chapter 2. So yesterday, or the day before, yesterday we observed Ekadashi. The day before, reading from Going Beyond Vaikuntha, Gopkumar had given up his material body completely because he required a fully spiritual body to enter into the spiritual or transcendental realm. No matter, no mundane thing can go there. So he received a suitable form for being able to travel. And Srila Gurudev said, like electricity. He crossed the 8 material coverings of the universe in a minute, whereas previously it had taken him a very long time. Radhe Radhe. It had taken him an extremely long period of time, but now due to a change in qualification, we should understand that there is no real limitation for the soul. The soul is not bound by matter. And the fact that we are trapped within material bodies, in material forms, Srila Gurudev said is a very amazing thing, because it is superior energy covered by inferior energy. Technically, it should not be possible. So Srila Gurudev then questioned, how is this possible? How can the superior energy, the Jivatma, which is Sanatan, eternal, and like Krishna, but infinitesimal, but still, how can superior energy be covered by inferior energy? He said, this is only possible by the power of Krishna to make the impossible possible. And that is known as Krishna's Aghatana Ghatana Patiyasi Shakti. I should have asked the question to the online community. They get points for it, you know. Sometimes samosas, sometimes rasamalai.
Is it the Krishna? We are Krishna's leader. And it's his for his pleasure that all this is happening.
Yes, so Tungavidyadidi is bringing up the point, which is true, that there is nothing that exists in all of creation that isn't somehow of Krishna and for his purpose, ultimately. So his creation lila or Shrishti lila, why does he do it? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has established in Jaiva Dharma chapter 16 that his creation lila is really the beginning of his kripa lila for the conditioned souls. Why are the souls conditioned? Because he has made it possible that they can be not conditioned but covered. And what is his kripa or mercy? To give them a chance, us a chance, to come out of that and choose to love him. So he has this tendency to give mercy and compassion, and that tendency or mercy and compassion nature needs a place to go. Those who are already transcendental, those who are already pure, those who are not bound, who are not experiencing the threefold miseries, do not require that. So we are the necessary recipients of the compassion and mercy of God or Krishna. So this place is known as the place of his kripa lila, or his lila of giving mercy. Does anyone know one of the prominent ways that Krishna's mercy manifests in this world? We sang the bhajan today. Sangsara dava naladidhaloka tananaya karunya. Yes. Krishna's mercy condenses, like vapor in the atmosphere condenses into a thick cloud. And that cloud can go anywhere and extinguish a blazing forest fire. So Krishna's mercy manifests in the form of the pure devotee, who gives us Krishna in the form of his holy names. So there you go. It's complex, and yet it is so simple. It is whimsical, and yet it is his right. So many people ask, why did Krishna do this? Why did he do it like that? Why didn't he do it like that? And every time our acharyas say, that question is not up for us. Why he does, what he does, how he does, and when he does, is because he chose to, and because he chooses to. And we have no say in it whatsoever. Until our prem is greater than his prem. Does that make sense? What controls him? One-pointed prem. And even the smallest infinitesimal particle, by his will, by his arrangement, can control the greatest, most powerful source of everything. This is a complete paradox. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj speaks about this, that the smallest particle, somehow, it has the capacity to awaken a prem that can control the infinite. How is that possible? So somehow we, being superior energy, are covered over by inferior energy, which is impossible. And then when we come into the spiritual energy and enter into that realm, completely devoid of material energy, the smallest, most infinitesimal particle can control the most infinite. Does a number on you, doesn't it? Woo! Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj says it so well. I am not poetic like him. So, Gop Kumar passed through all of these coverings in a moment, which would previously taken him millions of years, crossing step by step. Which means it is not necessary to move step by step if we have the right connection, if we have the right information, the right knowledge, the correct understanding, and that greed which is necessary to awaken prem, then we don't have to take that path for millions and millions of years.
A question was asked that we also go through that like Kumar, and he said no, it's not that. Because of that.
So the question was asked to Srila Gurudev, that do we have to go through all of that like Gop Kumar did? Very slowly, step by step. And Gurudev said, no, it's not like that. We could, if We never received any information about our mantras. But Gurudev has given us so much Harikatha. Gurudev has given us so much knowledge of not only tattva and gyan, but also rasa, and also established what our goal is, what our hope is. So when we're chanting our mantra, there's a lot behind that. Our goal has been fixed. We don't need to figure it out. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. It's already been mapped out for us so clearly. Our Goswamis have given everything. What we don't know is how many millions and millions of lifetimes we have undergone intense endeavor to come to the point where we are now. To somehow come into the association of these kinds of personalities and receive Harikatha, Mahaprasad, mercy directly from them, who are eternal associates of Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan, to be brought to Vrindavan, to be chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, to be in the line of Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, receiving the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is quite unprecedented what we have come into. So one point I wanted to make about this Gop Kumar, Sri Sutta Goswami glorifies Sri Shukadev Goswami. Tan sarva bhuta hridayam muni manatosmi. I see that my Gurudev is situated within the heart of every living entity. Now Srila Gurudev has told, and other acharyas in our lineage have proclaimed, that when Krishna manifests in each universe, he's manifesting in one, and in the next moment he's manifesting in the next, and the next, and the next. And it's a constant. In other words, he's present everywhere all at the same time. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada said, within every atom of creation, Vrindavan is present, Krishna is present, and all of his pastimes are present. Maybe we cannot see it, but those who have the eyes to see can see. If Krishna is there with all of his associates playing, that means Nanda, Yashoda, Baladev, all of the gopis, the cowherd boys, the cows, the trees, every insect, bird, and everything, they're all present there with him. If we are in that stage of consciousness where we are fully assimilated within Krishna's Leela, then we will be also everywhere, all at the same time. Is that possible? Of course. Why not? So we cannot limit the soul who is connected to the absolute source of everything. So the denizens, Radhe Radhe, the denizens of the heavenly planets showered flowers on Gopkumar as he passed by at great speed, and Lord Brahma and others offered obeisance to him. They offered obeisance to him. Crossing those 8 coverings, he saw whatever happiness was available inside them, and then crossing the Viraja, he arrived in Shiv Loka. Srila Gurudev used to tell, there's this one story where there were these 2 dacoits, and they were always killing people in the forest. Whoever would come through, they would kill them. And so one day, Narada Muni came into that forest, and these 2 dacoits were about to kill him, and he said, "Stop." They stopped, and he said, "Listen, I have something for you. If you don't kill me, I'll give it to you." And they said, "What is it?" He said, "I have a question. If you're ever in any difficult situation, you ask this question." They said, "What is the question?" He said, "What is the power of a moment's association with a sadhu?" They were like, well, it's a question. They let him go. The next moment, a bigger group of dacoits came through that forest and killed them. These 2 were standing in front of Yamaraj, shaking. And he's looking through his book. Oh my God. You've done every sin known to mankind. You are going to suffer in hell for an eternity. But before you go to hell, do you have any question? Yes! What is the power of a moment's association with a sadhu? Yamaraj began to think and think and think. Wow, that's a good question. And the answer is not so simple. It is quite a big subject for discussion. I think we should bring this up to Brahma. So Yamaraj with his associates went with these two all the way to Brahmalok. And there they went in front of Lord Brahma. Yamaraj said, these two, they have done every sin known to man. They are doomed to hell for an eternity, but they have a question. Perhaps you can answer it. What is the power of a moment's association with a sadhu? Brahma began to think and think. Wow, that's a pretty big question. And the answer's even bigger. I'm not sure I can answer this properly, but I think I know who can. Come with me. So they all went together to Shivalok, and there Mahadev was sitting there. They brought these two in front of Mahadev, Yamaraj, all of his associates, Brahma, his associates, these two in front of Mahadev. They offered pranam. Oh, Mahadev, these two, they're doomed to suffer in hell for an eternity. But before they go, they have one question. What is the power of a moment's association with a sadhu? Mahadev smiled and he said, I know the one person who can answer this question. Come with me. So all of them, along with Mahadev, along with all of their associates, began to go. But these two dacoits, they were like, we are exhausted. First we were in Yamalok, then we were brought to Brahmalok, now we were brought to Shivalok. We can't take any step further, our legs cannot carry us. They said, no worries. Mahadev arranged for a palanquin, so these two were put inside the palanquin. Mahadev's servants were carrying this palanquin. And they were all going to Vaikuntha. Mahadev, all of his associates, Brahma, all of his associates, Yamaraj, all of his associates, and this palanquin with two personalities inside. As they were approaching Vaikuntha, the denizens in Vaikuntha became quite surprised. Wow, look at this amazing parade coming toward Vaikuntha. And there's a palanquin with two personalities inside. They must be very great. So they began offering arati to whoever's inside. And they came before Narayan. Oh Prabhu. They told the story about these two. So what is the power of a moment's association with a sadhu? And Sriman Narayan said, this is the power. Once one attains to my abode, they never have to go back to the material world of birth and death. So they've attained to my abode. So the power of a moment's association with a sadhu. So Srila Gurudev would tell this periodically, and when I saw this here that Brahma and others were offering obeisance to him as he was passing at great speed, and all the demigods and everyone were throwing flowers, then I remembered this power of a moment's association with a sadhu. They accepted his word, they had faith in his word, they followed his instruction, and by that they attained perfection. Radhe Radhe Panibhushan Prabhu and Krishnamayi, they are in Éculier, France. I hope I pronounced that right. So they crossed the Viraja and arrived in Shivalok. So here, we spoke about this before up to a certain point. Brahmalok consists of two sections. The upper part is called Sadashivalok, and the lower part is Siddhalok, which is the destination given to the demons who are personally killed by Bhagavan. I remember last time there was something I wanted to share because we were in Fiji at the house. No, it was at... we were staying at the center next to the school. And Srila Gurudev came to visit there at that place, and the devotees all came. And who was there? Oh, it was, I don't know if he was Bhaktisar Maharaj or Drishtadumna at the time. So he started with this, he sat down, he looked at it and he said, Drishtadumna! Do you know who was Drishtadumna? And he started trying to answer, the brother of Draupadi, born of fire. And Gurudev just said, he was the killer of his own guru. And then he just he just started shaking. Gurudev was laughing. And he was like, not you. But Gurudev had a way of teasing. And then the question came up about mukti, especially Ishvara Sayujya and Brahma Sayujya. And Srila Gurudev said, we do not know of any success story of anyone attaining to Ishvara Sayujya. We know that even great demons have entered through the form of the Lord, but like Jai and Vijay, they're actually eternal servants of the Lord. Everyone saw Shishupal's soul enter into the foot of the Lord, Aghasur, like this. But Srila Gurudev was telling that those who desire to merge into the form of the Lord, and this is exactly in line with what Srila Prabhupada wrote, it's actually Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada that our Srila Prabhupada is quoting in the purports of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Srila Gurudev told that it is such a hard-hearted position to acknowledge that the Lord has a form. They're not like nirvishesh bodies. They understand that He has a form, and yet still they do not desire to serve Him. This is so hard-hearted that Bhagavan arranges for them to enter into very hard forms. They think they are liberated. They think they've been liberated. But Gurudev said, like crystals and diamonds and hard gemstones deep within the core of the earth, like very deep underneath, where they remain until the end of the Brahmanda. And once it enters back into Mahavishnu and everything mixes up and then it comes back out again, they may have a chance to re-enter samsara, Srila Gurudev said. But they think they have been liberated. And I remember that verse being quoted at the time. What is it? Yen yera vrindaksha vimuktamaninas. They think they have attained mukti, but due to lack of inactivity, they will again have to come back to this world. And they start off as philanthropists, giving in charity to the poor, because they've attained a very high state of sattva gun to be able to enter into that. So their first position out of that is sattva gun, and then gradually they come back through this cycle. So those who are taking shelter of crystals and gemstones, just know that it might be Mayavadi association. This is not recommended for Vaishnavas. If we're placing faith in these other things, that means we are not placing faith in Hari, Guru, Vaishnavas, Hari Nam, in the Dham, in Tulsi Devi. Srila Gurudev used to break those necklaces with all of the gemstones which are connected to the stars and all of the different planets. And I personally witnessed Srila Gurudev take a ring from one devotee. It was a gold ring with a massive chunk of coral. He said, "What is that?" He said, "Oh, one astrologer gave it to me and he told me I should wear it to help ward off the effects of Shani Dev and to help with my mind." Gurudev said, "Give that to me." This devotee was a brahmachari. Gurudev said, "Give that to me." So he gave it to Gurudev. Gurudev took it and he said, "Now Shani won't touch you." And then Gurudev did the most amazing thing. He was ready for his massage. So he was in a little gamsha, but he sat back and he kicked into the air and he said, "I will kick him, Shani. And he can go live with that astrologer who gave it to you." Gurudev was so strong. When I saw how Gurudev was completely fearless, everyone here, their eyes open wide, they're like, they'll give pennies to anyone carrying a little mustard oil with Shani Dev. Gurudev had no fear whatsoever. And I was like, oh. Radhar Dasira Krishna Sarva Vede Bole. All the Vedas are declaring that Krishna himself becomes the property of the maidservants of Srimati Radhika. Gurudev said that she has more power in her little toenail than 10,000 Lord Nrsingadevs. So what does he need to fear? He has nothing to fear. Nothing at all. But he did not want the devotees dividing their faith into all kinds of material things, because then you will be bound in samsara and you will be bound to repay them. So we should only be bound to the lotus feet of Gurudev, a pure Vaishnavas, Tulsi Devi, all of those who will help us to attain our goal. So coming back to this point Srila Gurudev made, it's a very frightening prospect, being trapped within hard stones, gemstones, or crystals, or diamonds, very hard substances, for the duration of the Brahmanda. That means the lifetime of Brahma. 311 plus trillion years. For what? Because I don't want to serve Krishna, I want to be Krishna. I want to merge into Krishna. So this is told in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the conversation between Mahaprabhu and Raya Ramananda. There it is said, Stavara and Jangama. Those who have these kind of motivations, they will take their birth inside very hard forms which remain for a long time. The non-moving creatures. It is said like trees and stones. And we've seen in Jaiva Dharma chapter 1 that stones also have souls within them. For those who are stone-hearted. I know, my family name is Stein. What does Stein mean? It means stone. Like my heart. It's been too long. So the impersonalists also attain this destination that demons attain when killed by Bhagavan. The impersonalists attain this destination after meditating on the formless light for millions of years. That is called Sayujya Mukti. The lower part, this lower part is also called Mahakalapuram or Sayujya Loka by the sages. This Mahakalapuram is where Krishna took Arjuna to retrieve the son of the Brahmana. When Gopkumar was at this Siddhalok, he saw that it was like a very deep river where one remains submerged in Brahman for some time and then rises up again. Brahman and Brahm are the same thing, different than Brahmana. I remember this conversation at Govardhan. They were mispronouncing the word to Gurudev. Brahmaloka and Brahmana. And Gurudev is like, no, one is Brahm. And Brahma is different, and Brahmana is different. Srila Gurudev was trying to explain it. Because of our mispronunciations, everything gets mixed and merged, like merging into Brahm. So Brahman or Brahmajyoti or Brahm, this is the same. And that is the impersonal feature of the absolute truth, otherwise known as Nirvana or the white light, Brahmajyoti. And Brahma is Lord Brahma, four-headed Brahma in our universe. And Brahmana is a personality who is at the top of society, the head of society. But they are all different things. So when Gopkumar was at Siddhaloka, he saw it was a very deep river where one remains submerged in Brahman for some time and then rises up again. By chanting his Gopal mantra, he would come up, but then by the influence of the lower world, he would again be submerged. So it seems like he's entering in, sometimes coming up, and then back down again. Like some kind of creatures in water, but if you're submerged in that vast, dense white lightness, you don't feel your individuality. It is like you are merged. But we must know for an absolute fact that no soul can actually merge. Because Krishna says, Mamaivangsha jivaloke jiva bhuta sanatana. All the jivas are my eternally fragmented individual parts and parcels. And they are eternal. And then he explained that they are also avyayam. They are immutable. So to merge and become something else, to merge and lose something, then you have mutated. So only being forgetful of that. Our Param Gurudev challenged the Brahmanandi's conception because they say, to experience Brahmananda, the bliss of merging in Brahm. And Param Gurudev Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj said, what kind of ananda will you feel if you cannot experience anything outside of yourself or yourself? What will you experience? If your tongue was made of sugar, and I gave you sugar to eat, what would you taste? Do you know? Nothing. It would cancel out. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikriti Hladini Shakti Rasmad. Even Krishna manifests himself as another, as Srimati Radhika, for the purpose of the expression and the taste of pranay, the exchange of love and affection. Krishna himself manifests himself unlimitedly. Now he himself is concentrated, transcendental bliss, but still, for the purpose of Leela, he manifests himself unlimitedly. But if we are to merge into that, or submerge into that, Param Gurudev said we would not experience Ananda. Real Ananda comes by engaging in the nature of the soul, which is to love and serve Krishna, because the nature of every soul is Krishner Nitya Das, to be the eternal servant of Krishna, and that servant nature necessitates service. And service is the manifestation or the expression of love and affection. So this is the nature of all souls. Why is Brahmajyoti not the final destination of any soul? Because it is devoid of the expression of das. There's no servitude mood there. It is only desire for cessation of suffering or cessation of dualities. But it has nothing to do with service to the Lord. Only Shanta, then Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, rasas have any kind of service mood. In Shanta rasa, at least it's adoration. But in that realm, what is there? There's no servitude. Yes, you wanted to say something?
I wanted to say that if you merge into something, you become one with that, like Tadaka, then you wouldn't be able to separate yourself and return to your original nature.
Yeah.
If you merge into the Brahman.
Yeah, if you actually truly merge, yes, then there would be no possibility of coming out. But Gopakumar is saying that there was again and again submersion, and then popping up to the top, to the surface, and then again submersion. Like he's being attracted or pulled in.
Just like a splinter. A splinter may look, seem to merge with your body, but by nature, the splinter doesn't belong to you. By nature, it gets pushed out.
Vaikuntha Maladidi just gave the example like a splinter. A splinter may enter into your body, but it is not meant to be there. So eventually it will get pushed out. I was thinking of Srila Gurudev's example, well, Shastra's example, of the nature of rasa and the nature of the sweetness of braj. It is told that all Aishwarya, all opulence and wealth is present within braj. More in a single particle of dust of braj than in all of the Vaikuntha planets combined. But the madhur, or the sweetness of braj, is so great. It is said to be like 40 manas of milk that is boiling. I'm just going to assume a mana is a gallon, okay? 40 manas of milk. And all of that Aishwarya is compared to one piece of straw. That straw goes in, and that milk is boiling, and it remains submerged underneath, moving inside of that. And every once in a while, it pops its head up, and then it dives back in. So Krishna's Aishwarya is like that here in Braj. It is fully manifest to the maximum degree, but the sweetness and the rasa of Braj, the madhuryata, is so amazing that it completely drowns all of that Aishwarya. So Gopakumar is diving inside of this, and then every once in a while, he said he's coming up and then back under again. You're waiting? Oh, yes, I'm told. Let me just finish this sentence here. So by chanting his Gopal mantra, he would come up. But then by the influence of the lower world, he would again be submerged. This is a testament to how powerful our Gopal mantras are, and that we should continue chanting them, because that brings us up. Otherwise we could be bound here or bound even within the Brahmajyoti, but our Gopal mantra can bring us up. You know those games we used to play? When you were a kid, you push that button and it makes that thing go higher and higher and higher, but you have to keep pushing it and it comes up, that little thing in the toy. You chant your mantras, Hare, I'm not going to chant my Gopal mantra here, but Krishnaya, and it will go up and up and up. But if we neglect, then we can also come back down. So looking upon this formless void with abhorrence, he proceeded up from Siddhaloka to Sada Shivaloka. So he looked at it with abhorrence. What does that word mean by Janti Maladidi? With disgust. For those who have tasted bhakti rasa, the idea of the desire for impersonal liberation becomes something of a disgusting thing. Because bhakti rasa means service to the Lord, and that is devoid of service to the Lord. So any devotee would never accept this. Sri Raghunath Das Goswami says, Katha Mukti Vyagra. He compares even the Katha, or the glorification of this merging with the Brahmajyoti, as the gaping wide open mouth of a tiger which will devour us. But really, from the perspective of a devotee, the idea of not being able to serve Krishna, this is completely out of the question. When Sita, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughna forgot to give Hanuman the seva, any seva, he was so desperate, he was begging, I cannot live without any seva, please give me something to do, something, anything. He said, sorry, it's all been taken up. Sita had the night shift, each one of them had a shift. Hanuman was left out. He was so desperate, he asked a question about Bhagavan Sri Ram. Does anyone snap their fingers when he yawns? As if Ram would ever yawn. He's Bhagavan, he doesn't get tired or anything like that. They said, no one snaps their fingers when he yawns. Can I do that seva? Please, I need some seva. They said, sure. So he's sitting outside of the palace walls with his eyes closed, seeing in his bhav netra that Sri Ram is yawning. And he's just snapping his fingers to ward off any negative effect, right? They all do that. When you yawn, you do that, you cover your mouth, you clap. So Hanuman snapping his fingers, singing Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Inside the palace, Ram is completely incapacitated. He can't do anything, he can't speak to anyone. Everyone's like, what's going on? It's like he's been possessed. What's happening? And then they went and saw Hanuman snapping his fingers, closing his eyes and just chanting the name of Ram. This is how desperate he is to serve. He cannot live without seva for a moment. And he is in dasya prem. Imagine those who are in sakya prem, vatsalya prem, madhurya prem. The idea of not being able to serve the Lord. This is an abhorrence. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupanukul Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Shri Gop Kumar ki jai. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda